Hey, hey now. Hey, can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Hey, it's your girl, Brown Girl Bella. As always, we bring lips, lashes, and luxury. But today is Thursday. And Thursday, we unwind, we wine, and we have some wine. Today, I got the party started before y'all. So I had some Prosecco by 90 Plus. This is a great bottle. If you can get your hands on it. I've never seen it in upstate New York, but it is in New England. It has aromas of fresh peaches that leap from the glass with hints of ginger and lilac. One sip is a shower of foamy bubbles that soulfully play on the tips of your tongue and then burst into a medley of crisp citrus fruit. It is so good. So good. Prosecco, 90 Plus. So good. So who do we got in here? Hey! We got Princess Lizzie in the house. April WYD is in the house. Ben Brother Channel, hello. You're in the house. Yes. Of course, we got our Burns Junk Closet. Hang on. Gotta turn the light back on. Of course, we got our Burns Junk Closet. We got our Fire and Air. More East Raid. Oh my gosh, she's raiding me. I just got off of her. And she's raiding me. That's wonderful. Princess Lizzie, we say hello to you. Oh, More Eats. Oh, I just got off your live and you're raiding. Derek is always up for a good story. Just got back from the strip club. Ooh, 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 ooh. Late to the party, but greetings to me. Thank you so much. Winston Family Raid. Yes, come on in, Raiders. Come on in, Raiders. Come one, come all to the Bella Brigade Ball. I am your head mistress, Miss Girl Bella. Here with Natasha. Natasha is this lovely unit I have on my head right now because you know I'm a curly girl. So when I wear my hair straight and like this, it's, you know, it's Natasha. She's going to give you a bedtime story tonight. Drinks up, drinks up. I was telling everybody I got the party started without y'all. This is Prosecco. 90 Plus Sellers is the name of the brand. Yes, wine on deck, wine on deck. Hello, everybody. Jasmine, I see you. I see you. All right. Everybody ready? Yeah. Marriage, I was proposed to, but declined. I got stabbed. Whoa. You got stabbed? Your story time horror story might be better than mine, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right, I see DLD's in the house. Welcome, DLD. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I said before, I am a Brown Girl Bella. That was crazy right there. That was crazy. You drink our deal. Yeah, you need to tell me about this red organic wine. You keep teasing me, Derek, with this wine, but I need to have it. I need to have it. Let's talk. Holla at your girl. Lisa did it. Lisa did what? The stabbing? Good Lord. Okay. Thank you to 12 in the building. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. If you can share me out, share me out. Again, I am Brown Girl Bella, bringing you lips, lashes, and luxury. However, on Thursdays, we get it popping in here with a little unwind, wine, and some wine. Today, I am drinking some Prosecco, and I am ready to tell y'all my horror story. Are you ready? Let's begin. Okay, so hello, Jazzy Nicole. You're just in time. I'm about to start my horror story. Okay, so the year doesn't matter, but for the purposes of this story, I'm going to actually share it with you because it does lead into another story. Popping. Yes, we get it popping in here. 17 in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And if you could share me out, share me out. All right, let's get into the story. Hey, Trisha Living. I'm saying hi to everybody as they come in. Hi, Trisha Living. Hey, Jazzy Nicole. All right, so the year was 1997. Oh, there you go, Shay. I see you now, girl. I see you. Hey, Shay's World. Cheers to you, my dear. I see you. I see you. No, it's not like your chat where I was just totally ignored. I honor people that come up in my chat and say hello. So, hello. No. I don't know what's going on, but you really could not see me in that chat, I don't think. But hey, Shay, baby. Hey. I say hi to everybody. Hey. All right. Okay, the year was 1997, June 21st. As you know, that is the summer solstice, the first day of summer. That's the day that I decided I wanted to get married. So we picked that wedding day, and the night before, we had a very nice. I didn't see you in my chat where you was doing that spot. I was not doing that out of spite. I was not doing that out of spite. I just didn't see you. A chat was moving up. But I see you now, Shay's World. I see you. Okay? I see you. I love you, sis. Anyway, year's 1997, June 21st. I had my typical pre-marriage. Don't me. Anyway, she gonna start. The night before, we had our dress rehearsal and the run through. So we were at the church, and the minister who was marrying us said, for the purposes of the actual run through, you guys, meaning me and my fiance at the time, we don't stand there in front of the chapel, but we sit in the pew and we hear everything that's going on. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense or whatever. So we had our maid of honor and his best man stand in for us and going through what we were supposed to be doing in terms of the vows and blah, blah, blah. Everything seemed fine. Everything seemed normal. He said the I do's. I said the I do's. Kissed. They shook hands. We finished. As we were going through this, one of my friends who was breastfeeding her son was about, I'd say 2 years old at the time, and he can talk. So he's in the church and he's like, Mommy, I want the titty. Yeah, I said that correctly. Mommy, I want the titty. Loudly in church, in the pew. And they were like maybe 2 rows behind us. So my grandmother, who was a Southern belle, she was very proper like. She was the one that was like, I don't want to see no tongue action when y'all get married. I don't see none of that. Hey, the Crockett Way. Thank you. Yeah, 2 and still getting breastfed. Yes. And talking loudly because he said, I want the titty. He didn't say, I want breast milk. I want milk. No. I want the titty. So Derek sound like the little boy already. Clearly, my grandmother didn't see that same thing. She didn't think it was wonderful that he said that in church. Because remember, we're in church. Okay. So she's like embarrassed because duh, he like reaches in her shirt, pulls it out, and starts to breastfeed. So she's embarrassed because he's like, basically manhandling her in church, and people are looking, and people are like talking, like my grandmother, like, if that boy can talk like that, he does not need to be breastfed anymore. And I'm like, Grandma, like, you can't tell a woman she can't breastfeed a child. But she was just like, yeah. That's what Avi's gonna call it. Yeah, she was like, I want the titty. He was like, I want the titty. So hey, Trisha Living, yeah, he was way too old and way too boisterous about what he wanted. But I digress. We had a very nice rehearsal dinner, more that, and we went about our way. Yeah, of course Grandma was right. Isn't Grandma always right, Trisha? Isn't Grandma always right? So fast forward, the next day is the wedding day. At the time, me and my husband, future husband, lived together. But the night before, when we went to the wedding rehearsal, he went to his mother's house. His mother lived about two blocks, maybe 3 blocks away from us. So his mother and father lived there. And then his sister lived 2 blocks in the other direction. So we were all like within 2-block radius of each other. Anyway, this will be important in a moment. So he stayed over at his parents' house for the rehearsal and for the wedding. So he wasn't home. So when I got up that morning, I was like, okay, I'm going to get my hair done. It was already in rollers and everything, but she was going to come. She was going to blow it out for me. I wanted it in a high ponytail, so she was going to blow out the curls so that it had like this real, I wanted like a that girl kind of flip where it was just like this, where it was just curly. So fire and air, hello, welcome. So she was going to come, she was going to blow it out for me. So I was like, okay, great. So I got up. I was like, okay, while I'm waiting for her, I might as well go and take a shower. So I go, I start the shower. Shower is cold. There's no hot water. No hot water at all. So I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Why is there no hot water? There was hot water yesterday. There's no hot water today. So hood girl to the hood. Hey, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. 21 amazing channels in here. Thumbs it up, thumbs it up. If you could share me out, share me out. So yes, so no hot water, nothing. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm like, how am I supposed to take a shower? I can't take a shower. I gotta heat up water to take a bath. So I'm freaking out. Now my cousins and the maid of honor, and my grandmother and my mother, they were all coming to my house because I had a limousine that was going to come pick us up and take us to the church. So everybody was meeting at my house. So I'm like, okay, I can't take a freaking shower. May She's UK vlog, hello. Thank you so much for coming. I don't know if we have each other, but thumbs me up. And if you could share me out, share me out. Hey, Mrs. Coco. Hi. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right. So no hot water. We're tracking that, right? So I'm like, all right, while I'm waiting for the heater to heat up and something to happen, let me go check on the flowers. You know me, multitasking. Want to make sure everything is done because I planned all of this myself. So I wanted to make sure that every little piece was done. So I was like, okay, let me call the florist. So call the florist. They're like, oh yes, your calla lilies, everything is going to be here. We're going to be at your house in like a half an hour. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm like, while I'm waiting on that, I can run quickly and get the unity candle, because the one thing, of course, that you ask your future husband to do, he can't seem to get it done. So I had to go and get a unity candle. So I was like, okay, I know there's one at a Hallmark store. There's a Hallmark store right up on the block. I'm going to run there real quick and I'm going to get the Unity candle. Well, there was one Unity candle there and it was covered in dust. Guess who's allergic to dust? This girl. So I pick up the candle and I immediately start sneezing because it's literally covered in dust. And I'm like brushing it off with my hands, brushing it off. And I'm going to the counter to pay for it. I'm paying for it. I stick my hand in my pocket. I get my money out. I pay for it. Walking out the door, a gust of wind hits. And what do? Cover your face. So now I got the dust in my eye from the Unity candle. Instantly, my eye starts puffing up. It's getting red and it's puffing up. By the time I walked the 2 blocks to my house, underneath my eye was puffy to the point where it looked like somebody socked me in the face. So now I've got to take allergy medicine to try to calm this thing down. And of course, I'm freaking out because it's my wedding day and I got a puffy eye and I got a Unity candle covered in dust and I can't do anything. So, hey, Kristen, thank you for coming. Thumbs me up, thumbs me up. So I get in the house. Finally, everything is done. I start running the shower for the shower. Shower's still cold. I'm like, oh my God, I still can't get the shower. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can run out again and just get something like big to like do a bath, in the bathtub. So I wanted to get like a big bucket or something. So I go to like open the door again to go outside. Guys, the doorknob on the other side, on the outside of my door, spun off and fell to the floor. So I literally now cannot get out of my house. The doorknob spun off and fell to the floor. So I can't get out. So what do? I have to call up my mother-in-law and ask her to come up the hill 2 blocks to get the doorknob screwed back in so I can open the door and get out because I can't get out. So I'm waiting for her. Again, I'm freaking out. I'm losing it. I'm like, this cannot be happening. This cannot be happening. So she comes, takes her about 15 minutes to get to me. She gets to me, she screws it on. I open the door, and now I'm outside again. I go run, get the bucket, do what I have to do, take my hot bath. No, DOD. It gets better. It gets better. So now, yeah, this is my wedding day. Yes, this is my wedding day. So now my grandmother arrives, my mother arrives, the lady who's doing my makeup arrives, and my cousin and the maid of honor. So they're all here. Of course, my cousin wants to take a shower. No hot water. So I'm like, you got to take the bath that I took. So I got the big bucket and I'm like boiling the water for her, pouring it into the bucket, pouring it into the bathtub so she could take her bath. So while she's doing that, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Sky. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to thumbs me up. And if you can share me out, share me out. Thank you so much. 19 in the building. Okay, so cousin's taking her bath. The lady who's doing my makeup is here to do my makeup. And you're dancing. And my grandmother's sitting on the couch, very calm and very like, she's just watching everything that's going on. And I'm like, Like, why is she being so calm? I am freaking out. I am like going crazy. So then my flowers arrive. Remember, they said they were going to come within a half an hour. This has been like an hour later. They finally come. So they come in these boxes. So they come, they drop off the boxes and they leave. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I want to see the flowers. And they're like, well, if you have any questions or whatever, you can call the florist. We have to go and deliver something else to another place. I'm like, okay. So I go, I put them in the living room, help my cousin with the bathtub, and then, hi, Revelation 2020. Hello, thank you so much for coming. Yes, thumbs me up. Thank you so much. So she's taking her bath. I got the flowers. I'm trying to get my makeup done. Something in the back of my head is like, check those flowers. I was like, hold on a second, to the makeup artist. I was like, let me go check the flowers real quick. I opened the box. Remember, I ordered calla lilies. I don't know if anybody's ever seen a calla lily, but they're beautiful, but they're delicate flowers. Guys, I opened the box. The calla lilies were like this. They were wilted and dead. I got dead flowers on my wedding day. Hand to God. Hand to God. Dead flowers on my wedding day. The whole party's flowers, because each of the bridesmaids was carrying the calla lilies. I had in my bouquet calla lilies, but I had a bunch of other stuff. Some of these, some of these tasks should have been delegated to the bridesmaids and family. Yeah, but I'm a control freak. So all of that was handled by me because I wanted things to be a certain way. And if I want it done right, I had to do it myself. Plus, hey, this is what I ended up doing for a living, is event planning. So I was just like, this cannot be happening. So I'm calling up the florist. I'm like, listen, you better bring me over some flowers right now. I'm getting married in a couple of hours and I need fresh flowers. I need flowers that are still living. Get over here now. I was like, everything that had calla lilies in it. So my bouquet, my tossing bouquet, the girls' bouquet, everybody's calla lilies was dead. Dead. I was like, no. We're getting this changed. So I was like, on the horn with them. They were like, oh, we're sorry. We're going to get it. We're going to get it to you. Da, da, da. I was like, it needs to be here in less than an hour. You have 30 minutes or I'm coming to the florist and it's going to be a problem if I have to go there. So I was livid by this time. So here we are. We're in the throes of things already. My water's not working. I had to take allergy medicine because the Unity candle is full of dust. I couldn't get out the door. I'm like, what else can happen? And then the flowers die. What else can happen, right? What else? So my cousin is done. Yeah, dead flowers on your wedding day. So we get that settled. The guy comes with the flowers. We check it at the door to make sure that they're okay. They were okay. And we were like, okay, good. This is working. And so I'm just at this moment, like my nerves are frazzled. And my grandmother is like, sit down, honey. And I was like, Grandma, I can't sit down. I call her Nana. Nana, I can't sit down. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. No. And I'm like freaking out. And she's like, no. Have a seat. Sit down. You can sit down for 5 minutes. You can do that. And I sit down. And again, you have to know my grandmother, but just picture a sweet, why no sad face here, host? There's no sad face. You have to picture a sweet, gentle Southern grandmother that's just full of love and full of light and just, host, I'm sad. It's like everybody has experienced this before. Who experienced this before? I so I'm sitting down on the couch with my grandmother, and she goes, "Baby," put her hand on my hand. "Baby." Like what? She's like, "You sure you want to get married?" She said, "Am I sure I want to get married?" She was like, "You don't have to do this. We can just have a party. We can just have a, regular old thing. You don't have to do this." Guys, I started bawling. Oh, you have your troll antenna up? Thank you. I bawled. I was so overcome with emotion. For her to say that to me, guys, was big. Because mainly she was the one that kind of pushed us into the getting married part. Because I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this, da, 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 da. And she's like, well, y'all have this son. You've been trying to do this, off and on. Y'all keep postponing and canceling and doing all this. Just go ahead and do it. So, no, she's not a Nigerian woman. My grandmother was a Southern woman. She was from the South. But just trying to ease my tension and say, this does not have to happen if you don't want it to, just had me boiling. So she's now trying to calm me down from, baby, you sure you want to get married to, oh my God, I'm sorry. Of course you love him. You want to get married to him. Because I'm like, oh, sorry. This light keeps cutting out. Wait, hold please. I got a solution for it. Hold please. Okay, that's a little better. It's a little bit more light, but it's only in Nigeria we see that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, but I saw it. Okay, so after she talks me down off the ledge, everybody's helping me get on my dress. We get ready to go to the church. Our son and his dad, my husband, his parents were in one limousine that met at his mother's house. I'm in another limousine, that met at my house. So I have the wedding party. I have my mother. I have my grandmother. Right. When it rains, it pours. And, okay. You guys are back. Y'all saw that? It was like a glitch in the matrix somewhere. So we're in the car. We're headed there. We're taking, pictures. We're pouring champagne. Oh, we're having such a good time. Blah, 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 blah. And we get to the block that the church is on. Guys, there is a full menagerie of animals on the block. We can't get in because there's like horses and cows. They had like a whole big ass farm block party in the middle of Harlem. Hey Candy C, welcome. In the middle of Harlem, and we're trying to get through this block, and my limousine is long, so we can't even get into the block, because as we turned into it, we ran into the cow stand where they had the cow, the thing that they were putting the cow in. Hey Princess Lizzie. Yes, animals in Harlem. in Harlem. It was a black party, but they wanted to make it farm style. But again, nobody told us that this was going on during this day. So I'm like, how the hell do we have animals on a Harlem block in the middle of the day? How does this happen? How does this happen? So we can't get into the block because my limousine is too long and they can't get in. Yeah, all this happened in one day. One day. And we can't get into the block. And so my dad comes out of the church because he met us at the church. He was the only one that was like, no, I'll meet you at the church, because he was already pissed because what I didn't mention was my mother made a big stink about she wanted to walk me down the aisle. Yeah, I'm from New York, Brooklyn all day, Brooklyn girl. And I got married in Harlem. That'll teach me. So my dad got pissed because my mother announced at the wedding rehearsal that she was not coming tomorrow to the wedding unless she got to walk me down the aisle also. And my mother-in-law at the time was like, you can't walk her down the aisle. First of all, her dad is still living, so let her dad walk her down the aisle. Second of all, the aisle is small, so you're going to be squashing her. And so, again, you have to know my mother, Cancerian, so snippy. But if you hurt her feelings, oh, she's ready to bite your head off. So she's like, what you talking about? I helped raise her. I did this. I did that. Da, 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 da. So she pitched a fit. So to save the day and to keep it all calm, yeah, my mother was ready to like toss it up in the church over not being able to walk me down the aisle. So I was just like, you know what? Let her do it. My dad was pissed. So my dad was like, I'm not getting in the car with her. I'm not meeting you at the house. I'll meet you at the church. Because I'm not trying to be in the car with her because she knows she's wrong for walking you down the aisle, blah, 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 blah. Yes, always big up to Brooklyn. Yes, that's the name of my doggy too, Brooklyn. So he met me at the church. So he comes up, yeah, squash me down the aisle. So he comes running up the block. My soon-to-be husband comes running up the block, and they're like, you can't get in. There's like a thing. I'm like, I know. There's like a menagerie of freaking animals. I know I can't get in here. What are we supposed to do? So my father goes, get your husband into the church. So they were like, get him in the church. Get everybody ready. I'll get my daughter. We'll walk from the corner all the way up. And, the block party or whatever is finishing up. So by the time we finish with the wedding, we should be done with the block party or whatever. So we're like, okay, fine. So here I go in my dress, walking up the block. My mother and my maid of honor and everybody's trying to hold my dress. I'm got my flowers. I'm trying to pull it all together. We get to the church. I was supposed to get married at 3:00. In the picture, you'll see there's a clock as I come in. It was 5:00. So I was 2 hours late between the flowers and everything that happened. I was 2 hours late to my own wedding. Okay. So we get there, we're starting, and we get, everybody's situated, everybody's going back to their seats, everybody's taking their places. We start the music. My girls are walking down the aisle. That goes smoothly. My flower girl's walking down the aisle smoothly. My ring bearer, who's my son, he's walking down the aisle, looks so handsome, so beautiful. And then here comes the music. Here I come. Now, I was very skinny. I should have brought a picture. Darn, I don't have it. But Hang on, I don't have it. But anyway, so we go walking down the aisle, and wait, your mom was 4 hours late, and everyone stayed to see if my dad would get stood up. Yeah, I was 2 hours late. But here I go. I'm walking down the aisle. My dress is very slender. I'm very slender. But my mother's dress was big and poofy. Oh, by the way, my mother was telling me her dress, because she wouldn't let me see what her dress was going to be before the wedding. And she kept saying, oh, yeah, my dress going to have a split up the hair. It's short. It's this and that. And me and my grandmother were like having heart attacks. Because we were like, you cannot wear that kind of dress to my wedding. You cannot wear that kind of dress to the wedding. There's going to be church people there. His mother was very into the church. She was a deaconess. His father was a deacon. My future husband was a junior deacon. Like, they all grew up in this church, which is why we had it at this church. So my mother cannot wear this, cannot wear no thigh-high dress or whatever. But she was just teasing me. She actually had a beautiful dress. It was very poofy though. So with her poofy dress, my dress, which was slender, but you know, I still needed room. And then my father on the other end, yeah, they squashed me. It was like walking down the aisle. And my mother, you know, didn't care because she got her way and she's walking me down the aisle. But you'll see, like, I posted a picture on my community page and also on my Instagram of me and my dad. My dad, you know, walking me down the aisle. Somebody got a picture of just me and him. And you see, like, that scowl on his face. That's because he was pissed that she was on the other side and walking me down. Okay, so now I'm down the aisle. I'm facing my betrothed. And yes, it was white. Excuse you. Yes, I did wear white. I sure did. I sure did, Jazzy Nicole. But we go down the aisle and he's there. We start. And the minister, God bless the dead, goes off script. Because what he starts saying is not what my mom's dress. No, it wasn't. It wasn't white. It wasn't white. It was gold. It was gold. But my colors were silver and lilac. So she was totally off. But whatever. Are they still married? You mean my mother and father? No, they were not. Hey, two of a kind. Thank you for coming. Thank you. No, so we get down the aisle. I'm here with my fiance. He starts going rogue. He starts going off script. And I'm like, this is not what we practiced yesterday with the two stand-ins. He tells my husband, he's like, you know, I'm from Virginia, and in Virginia, we're very traditional, what have you. And I'll get to that in a moment, Trisha. So he says to my husband, in Virginia, we're very traditional. So when we get married in Virginia, the man makes vows to the woman. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah, the man makes vows to the woman. So the woman does not say vows to the man. Verse. Actually, you're not correct. But we'll get to that in a moment. But okay, that just made me laugh. Yes, thumbs up. So he says to my husband, the man takes vows to the woman. The woman doesn't give vows to the man. And my cousin who said, oh, I'm going to videotape this for prosperity. You know, you can have it to look at, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Kay Moore. Hey, Princess Lizzie says, you know, he's filming and he's like, yeah, you know, you say vows to her, but she's not saying vows to you. My mother, who's sitting now, can be heard on the film saying, say what now? Loudly. So he says his vows, and then that's it. I didn't get to say vows. So that leads me to the point where, you know, when we got mad and, you know, if I got into an argument with him, I'd always bring up the fact, well, I didn't marry you. You married me, remember? Because we got married like we from Virginia. So you married me. I didn't marry you. You said vows. I did not. So, yeah. Hardneck Farms, hello. Anybody I missed in here, I'm sorry. I'm trying to tell the story, so I'm not really looking at the grandma, Dito. So he says vows to me. I don't say vows to him. Okay. My mother's having a fit now. So now she's like, say what now? She's like moving in her chair, and you can hear her like visibly moving in her chair or whatever, because she's like beside herself. And so then he's, you know, like trying to lift the veil. We're gonna do the I'm sorry, before he lifts the veil, we're gonna light the unity candle. So we get up onto the podium where we're gonna light the unity candle that I got myself almost sick from. We go up, we step up to light the unity candle, and my husband puts the candle in front of me, right in front of my veil. Y'all know what happened, right? My veil starts to smoke. This Negro almost lights me on fire in the middle of the altar. He starts to burn my veil. My veil is smoking. So we had to stamp out the fire on my veil. So I had to lift up my own veil because he was going to set it on fire. So I lifted up, and the guy's like, the minister's like, no, you're not supposed to lift it up. You're supposed to put it down. I'm like, but he's trying to fight. He's trying to put me on fire. He's trying to burn me up. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. He almost set me on fire. No, he was just holding it. He was nervous. So he's holding it, and I'm holding mine, and he's like shaking his hand because he's nervous, and he's putting it to my veil, and my veil is going up on flames. So that happened. Then, okay, we get the candle lit finally. Hey, Yay Nell Bell, hello. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget, guys, thumbs me up, thumbs me up. Okay, so we get the veil stamped out. We are on the altar. We get the candle lit. Grandma's still sitting in the pew. And so we finish that. We go back down. We do the rings. I put the ring on his finger. That was fine. He puts the ring. Yeah, nervous with fire is a bad mix. He puts the ring on, and he's like, you know, trying to put it on, and it's not going all the way in. So I'm like trying to push it through. And so it gets like right here on my finger, and it won't go down like my knuckle. And I'm like, oh my God, you got the wrong size for the ring. What the heck is going on? So he's like trying to push the ring on my finger. And remember, guys, it's summer. It's the first day of summer. That's why the flowers wilted. You know, everybody's outside. My fingers swell when it's too hot. So he couldn't get the ring on my finger because my finger was swollen because it was too hot. So I'm like, just forget it. Just like keep going. Like at this point, I'm just like out of my mind. And we finished that part, and the minister says, you know, you can now kiss the bride. Here comes grandma. Remember what I told you, baby. You can hear her on the video. Remember what I told you, baby. What she said was she doesn't want to see no long drawn out kiss at the altar. Make it quick, make it respectful, and be out of there. She's like, you got plenty of time to kiss him like you want to kiss him later. But at this church, y'all not going to be in here acting up. So here she go. And I see her like sticking her little head out. Remember what I told you, baby? I'm like, oh my God. So he's like, and we finish. So we turn around. They're like, we now pronounce you man and wife and presenting Mr. and Mrs. So we turn around. I'm turning around in my dress. And as I'm turning around and I'm walking down the stairs, you know how you see something in your peripheral vision and you're like, did I just see what I thought I saw? My husband's fallen on the floor. He tripped on my veil. He's like flat on his face. Hey, be the difference. So now we are married. We're going to the wedding reception, which was at his Mason Hall. He was a Mason. So he's now there at the Masonic Hall. We're there. We're taking pictures at all the places beforehand. And then we get to the hall. We get inside the hall and I hear this big noise. I'm like, what is that noise? Guys, the AC died. So we have no AC in the reception hall. So they brought out this big ass tall fan and put it in all four corners of the room. So it's making like a wind tunnel. So it's just, yeah, he's coming. So it's making this big noise. And we're trying to get everybody. So we're like putting up the music extra loud so it drowns out the sound of the fans. So we come in, we're introducing everybody, introducing we're introducing the wedding party, we introduced my grandparents, his parents, my parents, and then, you know, the wedding party, and now here we go. So we get in and we start. And, you know, everybody's throwing rice and whatever, and we're like dancing or what have you. Again, out the corner of my eye, I see his sister. And his sister has like all her kids there. Now, at this time, she had only the two boys. So I see the two boys, and I'm like, I thought we said we wasn't going to have no kids at the wedding. Like the only kids that were going to be at the wedding was my son and the little bridesmaid. Because I was like, I did not want like a bunch of kids running around, you know, and just tearing up the place. And I know my son was very quiet. He sits and does his thing. He doesn't bother anybody. So I was like, oh no, she didn't bring these kids. And her youngest son, which unfortunately he passed from Roro. No, the wedding reception was in Harlem as well. It was in the Masonic Hall in Harlem. And yeah, no, I will never forget that day. Never, 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 never. So we get there and I see the kids and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to make a big scene because she obviously needed to bring them if the kids are here or whatever. I'm not going to raise a big stink. So we get in there and for the most part, everything else goes off at Oh, Lisa's going to bed 4 a.m. Welcome. Oh my God. Yes. Thank you so much for coming. More eats. I so appreciate you. Night family. Boom, boom, boom. So we're playing, playing the songs and we're dancing. I danced with my father. My husband danced with my mother. It was all very nice. That part, very, very nice. Nothing much happened there. But then the caterers come and they're bringing the food or what have you. And they were like, oh, you owe us such and such amount of dollars still. And we were like, what? What do you mean we owe such and such? And I was like, to my husband, like, didn't you pay him already? He was like, oh, when he started that sentence with I was like, oh hell no. So the caterers was like, we're not giving you the food. We're not giving you the food that we just brought here until you pay us. Hey, NASCAR Nana gang. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. 21 in the chat. Thank you. This is the horror story of why did I get married? And yes, my husband was trying to step the he was trying to stiff them of their money. So I was like, oh no, this cannot happen. So here goes my father. He's like, oh, no, this is not happening. You're not going to come in here and raise sand and da, 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 da. How much do we owe you? So he's writing the check. He's like, no, I want cash. So guys, I had to go into my wedding thing to get cash because he didn't want the check. So I had to give him the cash out of my wedding bag to give it to him so that we can have our food. Because my husband didn't pay them and thought he could get away with it. So yes, I had to dig in my wedding bag for the money. Luckily, I'm an only child and I was getting, given rather a nice, healthy, large sums of money. So we were able to pay that and then have even more left. And then whatever I paid out, my dad actually gave me. Thank you. Yes, I do raise NASCAR, but this is right now just a story time. In the morning, I do that. Yeah, very embarrassing, Derek. Very embarrassing. I was mortified. My father even more so because this is like his daughter's big day. And the guy is basically shaking us down and saying he's not going to give us the food until we give him the money. And he wanted cash. So I ended up having to do that. So, okay. Then that happened. Then we finished, we cutting the cake, doing all this stuff. And yeah, it was a real shakedown. Can you raid someone after you're done here? Who NASCAR? Who NASCAR Nana? Let me know who you want to raid. DLC said no. Oh Lord. My mods are something else. DOT is like my security guard at the door. Anyway, so we get his money, we get the food, everything is good. We're having, good time. I will, thank you. And we're having a good time. And, everybody's, giving me money. They're wishing us well. They're doing all this great stuff, blah, 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 blah. Remember I told you my sister-in-law had her 2 kids. So, again, I hear running. And I'm like, oh my God, I know what's going to happen next. I'm like, the kids are going to tear up the place. Stop them before they run in here and they break something. And my sister-in-law was like, oh no, they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to break nothing. But you could tell, like, she's like, not too sure. Sure enough, they go plowing into the fans. One of the fans knocks over, breaks part of the table where the people are sitting at. And we're like, no sooner than I said it out my mouth, then that happened. And I was like, I knew it. And then here comes my mother. Remember, I told you she's cancerian with the mouth. Why they did? Why they messing with the? Why did? So she's arguing with my sister-in-law about the kids. We're trying to get the fan upright and get a replacement for the table and apologize to the guests that broke the table that they were at. And I was just like, you know what? I've had it. I'm like, I need a cocktail. I was like, let me find where's my husband? Why is my glass filled? Guys, my husband decides him and the rest of his little Masonic buddies was gonna go to the corner store and buy some liquor just for them. So he's not even here at the wedding. He's up the block in his tuxedo and everything with his friends at the corner store buying stuff. So I got the children running around crazy. I got my mother arguing at my sister-in-law. I got a broken table and a fan that I got to replace. I got a husband that's missing. My glass wasn't refilled. And he's up the block with his cronies having cocktails, getting beer from the liquor store. Yes. So I almost had to cut the cake by myself. My father was like, you don't want me to get him, because if I get him, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. So somebody else went, found him, brought him in. And so my father was like, he was very poetic. He used to write a lot of stories, very cerebral, very intelligent. So he wrote me a poem. This is the second poem he ever wrote maybe the third poem he ever wrote for me. Anyway, he used to write poems for me. He wrote one where he detailed like my name and where he came up with it and the whole thing that he wrote for me when I was a baby. And I always wanted to hear that one, but he lost it and he couldn't find it anymore. And he told me like what it said, but I never actually got to hold it in my hands. So he was like, this one, I want to make sure you get. And yeah, Trish, we're going to get to that in a minute. So this one, he wanted to make sure I had. So after he read it to me, he gave it to me. So I physically have that to this day. So he's reading it and I'm just like, oh, and my husband is back from his little excursion. So he's sitting with me. And there's a picture of me like looking longly at my dad as he's reading it. Love that picture. So he's reading it and I'm just like, oh, this is so great. And here comes the cake. Cake comes in and it's in the middle of the floor. And everybody, like afterwards, they're like clapping, people are crying because it was a very emotional letter. It was really, really beautiful what he wrote. And so we go down to cut the cake. Cake was beautiful. I actually found the cake as a picture in a Martha Stewart magazine. And I went to Make My Cake in Harlem. All you Harlemites, y'all know about Make My Cake. And I went to them with this picture and I was like, can you make this cake? And I want it with this kind of filling. And they did a phenomenal job. It was exactly how I wanted it done. Fantastic. I don't know if they're that good now or if they're still out now, but they were like primo. Jay and Tay, hello. Welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for coming. So we get to the cake and we're cutting the cake. And I'm like, remember, I said, I don't want no cake in my face. Don't mush my face with no cake. We ain't having that. I did all this beat. You know, my makeup artist came and beat my face to the gods. We not having no cake in my face. None of that stuff. So I cut it. I put it in the plate. And I'm taking the fork and I'm placing it in his mouth. Nothing wrong with that, right? Here he go. He gonna try to smash it in my face. So I swerved to get it from in my face. This fool trips over the cake and knocks the top layer off. So the top layer is on the floor. In the middle of the reception. On the floor of the cake. I'm like, oh. Can this get any more horrid? Yes, it can. Because after everything is over, I'm like, okay, we ready to go to the honeymoon. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm ready. Pour a little more champers. So I'm ready, right? Yeah, the cake, boo. Hey, Queen Diva. Hey, sis. Yes. So, mini grant for divorce. So we get outside and I get into the limousine. Because remember, I did everything for the wedding, right? Even though, you know, had hitches and whatever, I was like, the only thing you need to do was one, a unity candle, which you fubbed on. But the second thing was doing the honeymoon. Y'all know what happened, right? We get in the car. I'm like, oh, so we got to go to the hotel first, and then we leave in the morning, or we going straight to the wherever we going? We going straight to the airport or whatever. He's like, nah, I didn't do nothing. I thought you was gonna do it. What? What? How did you think I was gonna? That was your sole job, was to do our honeymoon. He didn't do it, y'all. So we had no honeymoon. And I was like, I'll be damned if I'm going to my house after all of this. I'll be damned. Hey, Lux Granny Grace. Hey, thank you so much for coming. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Guys, I was like, you better find someplace fast, because if we go to the house, it ain't gonna be nothing nice. I got my mom to take care of our son. Everybody's, going about their business. I'm thinking I'm gonna have a honeymoon somewhere. How do we not have a doggone honeymoon? So I don't know how we did it, but we ended up, yeah, Jazzy, no honeymoon. So we ended up driving to Saratoga Springs and staying at a bed and breakfast for our first night. And by this time, he had been drinking all night, so he was drunk. So I had to help him into the room, and he just passed out on the bed. So we didn't even have any fun on our wedding night. So to answer Trisha Living's question from before, are we still married? No, 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 no. I got divorced from him in 2007. So we went after that for another 10 years. We had our son together. We had a beautiful daughter together. But yeah, yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. Yes, I couldn't do it anymore. So no, we are not. Grandma does know best. Grandma does know best. She told me right then and there we could have a party. I could have just did that. Oh, he would have worked that ass up. Nah, because by that time I don't have no honeymoon. I had to give up money out of my bag. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. 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 I was like, no, 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 no. That's not working. So yeah, all the show, I ride with you for a long time until I can't ride with you no more. Yep, 2007. Yep. So yes. So that is my why did I get married story. Almost set you on fire. Yes. I went to the courthouse. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I should have went to the courthouse the next day. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, I stuck it out there for a long time. But yes, in 2007, on Halloween, I got my divorce because I had already moved here to New England. I had met a guy in 2005, and we're still together since 2005. So that's the new bay. That's the one that Burns was talking about. So that's the one I've been with since 2005. So 16 years. That's the story, guys. That's the story. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. We got 23 amazing channels in the building. I love it. Yes, let's hear some stories from you guys. I got married 2 days after I turned 16. Oh my God, just as bad. Salute to you, Lux Granny Grace. I tell you. The writing was on the wall, though. The writing was on the wall. And like I said, Granny was right. But you know, hard head make a soft behind. That's another one of her sayings. I couldn't imagine being 16 and married. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and what's even more horrific is that it's true. Everything I said was true. Everything I said in the story happened. Is that not crazy? Like, who does that? I was married for 18 years and then we woke up. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. Do you have kids, Lux Granny Grace? Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I thought I'd share it. I usually tell my girls if they say, oh, I'm getting married. Hold on a second. Let me talk to you about marriage for a second. Jay and Tay off brand. I got married to my sugar daddy, married 16 years, got divorced in 2014. Wow. Okay. To the sugar daddy. Well, clearly he was not the sugar daddy. I was more the sugar mama. Lex Granny said 3 and 2 step kids. Okay, that's beautiful. But yeah, no. That was something else. That was something else. But I thank you to all the 23 members. Yes, it's in the building. I thank you all for rocking with me and listening to my bedtime nightmare. It was hell, yes. Oh my God. Your marriage was hell? I know. I know. Oh, yeah. Same here. Same here. Same here. Same here. Jay and Tay. A couple of my YouTube friends are starting a new channel. Go over there on Tuesday. I'm going to send you the information. Queen Diva, I got married in 2012, 6 kids together, and 4 and 3 grandkids. Ah, nice. Lex Granny Grace, remarried to my best friend now for 25 years and 20 together, and he treats me like a queen. Oh my God. I love that. I love that. That is so wonderful. Yes, I'm looking for that sugar daddy too, Lex. You got a brother? Hey, Bird. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. This has been great. Yes, yes. Bedtime with Bella. Thank you all for rocking with me. Until next time, you've been Bellafied. Take care.